Good morning. Welcome back to CityLine. With me, I have, I'm going to say it, one of the powerhouses of Tacoma, if not Pierce County. She is incredible at what she does. Please join me in welcoming Dona Ponepinto. You are the president and CEO, United Way of Pierce County. Welcome back, my dear.
Thank you. Good to be here.
Good to have you on the big old comfy couch. We are here to talk about Celebrate Community Walk in My Shoes event. So let's talk about what is the Celebrate Community event?
Well, the event, first of all, United Way has had an event every year for decades to celebrate the work that we do, celebrate the campaign and all of those that are so generous in giving to United Way. In the last 4 years, what we've done is we've said, let's celebrate the great work that we do together in the community. Let's focus in on those things that we do in partnership. And we've been doing a lot of work to go deep in the areas of poverty and what does it take to remove the barriers to poverty. And so this is a time for us to showcase some of that work and to showcase some of the things that are going on in neighborhoods that people are doing every day through our neighborhood grant program recipients, as well as Live United Awards, that we also celebrate individuals that have done things that wouldn't otherwise be recognized for their contributions.
I love that. Well said. So you mentioned the purpose of this event. You used the word poverty. Let's expand upon that. Is this event about removing those barriers and how we go about doing it?
Well, part of it is about educating individuals and educating the companies that we work with, but it's also meant to inspire. And we're calling it Walk in My Shoes because so many times people just don't know. You really don't know unless you're walking in someone's shoes. When Pierce County has 36% of the population that's struggling every single day to make ends meet, unless you're walking in that mother's shoes that's trying to figure out how she's going to get her child to child care, or the father or caregiver that something happens to their car and they can't get to work.
36%. That is unacceptable. That is just unacceptable when you think about that. So you mentioned that is the percentage, but let's bring that down to how many people are struggling in Pierce County with poverty?
Well, the 36% is households.
Okay.
So we have about 302,000 households in the county, and about 100,000 of those households are struggling.
So when we look at that in light of what the mission of the United Way is, what's the goal in the next 10 years?
So our goal is to focus on lifting 15,000 households out of poverty and moving them to self-sufficiency. United Way is this catalyst and convener. We bring people together. That's the magic of United Way. And so our thinking is, how can we bring public, private, and nonprofit sectors together to address the barriers around access to quality child care, transportation issues, affordable housing issues. As you have more people moving south from Seattle, you're seeing higher increases in rent, in order to buy a home. All of those prices are increasing.
Yes, they are. And so you've just talked about how it affects people who are poor, but it also affects those around us who maybe don't share that definition. Give us some examples of how it affects people who would not be classified as poor.
See, and that's, it's kind of a myth. We want to break these myths as well. Because when you think of poverty, we all conjure up this picture of what it looks like. Someone who is not working, someone who isn't trying hard enough, someone, isn't pulling themselves up by the bootstraps. But, poverty, the face of poverty looks so very different,
doesn't it?
Today. We talk about ALICE, asset limited, income constrained, employed. And these are people that are getting up every day and working.
Just like you and I.
Yes, 1 and 2 jobs, sometimes 3, and still not able to put food on the table, still not able to make ends meet.
Exactly. You and I were talking in the green room about this, about what poverty looks like. in the sense of multi-generations. If you were to take somebody in their 80s, they might have a definition of somebody who makes their home outside. If you were to ask you and I, we would probably say, at least I would say, someone who's one paycheck away from falling in the cracks. If you were to ask somebody perhaps in their 20s, let's say it's a millennial, they might say, I'm working 3 jobs and I'm still living at home and I can't even begin to pay my student loans. That's poverty.
Yes, absolutely.
So what does it look like? That is such a key thing, and those myths around them, because Donna, those myths keep us locked into that paradigm, and therefore we don't open our minds to solutions.
Right, and last year we had the event Poverty to Possibilities, which really brought the community together to talk about solutions, and some of the solutions around our systems. You know, what can we do as nonprofits? What can we do as city, county governments, as well as businesses, to remove, you know, the obstacles to access to affordable child care? You know, we talk about a benefits cliff, for instance, where someone is really trying to increase their income, but they make $1 more, and what happens? They lose those benefits to child care. You know, they may see a decrease in a housing voucher, and sometimes those are disincentives. And we want to remove those disincentives, because, you know, most people that I interact with and I come in contact with, they want opportunity. They want opportunity.
They do, and to succeed, but to run into a system that's punitive, and when you're already so weary in your spirit and your heart, it does not help, does it?
It doesn't.
Let's talk about the keynote speaker. We're going to throw a picture up, and I want you to tell our viewers about her background.
Well, we are so excited to have Dr. Brenda Combs be a part of our celebration.
There she is.
She has just an amazing personal story. She was homeless for, you know, over a decade ago. She was homeless.
Wow. Okay, so just stop right there. I want our viewers to look at that. A decade ago, she was homeless.
Yes.
Okay, now continue.
And she lived under an underpass in the worst part of Phoenix. You know, had unimaginable things happen to her, and hit rock bottom basically. One morning she woke up, she was sleeping, and someone had taken the shoes off of her feet while she was asleep. And that was kind of, you know, for her, the bottom.
Yeah.
And turned her life around. She's now a very well-respected educator in the Phoenix area. And so, you know, we want her to share her message, and we want to give people an opportunity that participate and that attend the event to see, you know, this is what it's like. You know, this is what it's like. You know, you can't know it until you walk in someone's shoes.
Absolutely. And you can't help them.
Absolutely.
Until you understand the kind of help they need.
Yes.
To say, I see you, what can I do for you?
And most people, you know, they want a hand up.
Not a hand down, not a hand out, they want a hand up.
Exactly.
Absolutely. My grandmother always used to say that. So what do you hope to convey about this issue of poverty, if you could sum it up?
Well, one of the things that we want to convey is that, you know, we've been fighting this war on poverty since the 60s. Yes. And we may never end it, but I think we have so many possibilities in this community to figure out ways to help, you know, the Brendas, you know, the Dr. Combs of the world, you know, the other individuals that are getting up every morning and struggling and want to make sure that their kids have a wonderful life. So there's so much here to do, and there's so many great things happening in the community. There's so many wonderful partnerships that, you know, continue to grow and thrive. And so I think we're on a positive direction. You know, we've got our 211 that United Way, 70,000 contacts a year. People are contacting, we're connecting them to those kinds of supports. You know, we have our Centers for Strong Families that's helping people earn it, keep it, and grow their income. So there's a lot of different things going on right now that I think can only help individuals become better prepared for the future, more self-sufficient.
Oh, I agree. Information is power.
Absolutely.
It is. So what are the details of this event that you can share so we can get people to attend?
So the event is April 17th There's still plenty of time to register.
Good.
There's the cost is it's $25 contribution.
There we go.
And the contribution, 100% of the contributions will be matched.
Wow.
They're going to be matched by Columbia Bank is matching, as well as Workforce Central, and 100% will go towards the work that we're on, and making sure that those investments go right back out into the community to help more families.
And they're being matched, which is a win-win.
Yes.
So 25 is a suggested donation,
Yes.
but if you're someone who just got that tax return back and you happen to be walking to the event and you see someone that perhaps resonates with your definition of homelessness or poverty, give that 100 and you'll get 100 also matched.
Absolutely.
What a great deal. Plus you get breakfast.
Yes, you get breakfast.
And you get to listen to Dr. Brenda.
Yes.
Oh, I love this. Okay, so nobody does it alone in this world. Who do you need to thank for this awesome event?
Well, first of all, with Boeing, the Boeing
Yes.
company is one of our huge sponsors of the event. Union Bank, there are a lot of volunteers out in the community that support us as well, and my wonderful staff. They're great. I couldn't do any of the things that I do every day and that we do every day without the great team at United Way.
I love that. Okay, so in this last minute, I have a question for you. If there's one thing that our viewers can do to help aid in the solution of poverty, what would it be?
You educate yourself.
There we go.
I think it's just education. And take a moment to feel, to get a sense of what it is like to walk in someone else's shoes.
Exactly, and sign up for that breakfast.
Absolutely, sign up for the breakfast.
Donna, I love sitting across from you. I love being your Facebook friend. You are somebody who walks the talk, you live the life. I see what you do in your spare time. Thank you for being such a vessel and an inspiration for us in terms of how we look at poverty and wraparound services. And I want you back here every quarter.
I will be back. Thank you,
my dear.
Amanda.
Thank you so
Thanks.
much. When we come back after this brief message, we will have with us Tools for Success Conference. You don't want to miss that. We'll be right back.